I'm Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is episode number 396. Welcome to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. If you're a woman and you're smart and you're successful and you've been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, and you are ready to make this the last time you ever have to go on a diet again, then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned. Well, hello, all my dear friends all over the world. I still love saying that, and I love talking to you and writing to you from all over this beautiful world of ours. Today, I have something very special, as I say most times, but I have something really interesting today because I had a podcast listener send me an email with some excellent questions that I think you might be thinking too. So I reached out to her and asked her if she would like to come on my podcast and be coached by me on the questions she was asking. And guess what she said? She said she would love it. Now, sometimes people get nervous and don't want to do it, but she was thrilled. Her name is Anne Marie. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read you the letter that she wrote me. And then I'm going to let you listen to the coaching session that I did with her. And I have a feeling you'll learn a lot from that. So first, let me read the letter. Good afternoon, Dr. Deb. I feel as though you are my best friend, as you are the voice I listen to before bed and the voice I listen to on my 3 to 4 mile walk. I recently did your 3-day live stream and loved it. The group and personal coaching is out of my budget at this time, but I downloaded and have been doing so many of your free guides. So here's the crazy question. I listen to a lot of your podcasts, and unfortunately not in sequence order, so you might have spoken about this, but as far as emotional eating is it crazy that I find when I'm happy and with family celebrating, that's when I lose control over eating? Do you have any tips on how to train your brain to stop indulging through good times? I did some investigation and I know why I overeat when I travel to New York, and I'm trying to stop the thought of the food is so good here and I won't be back for a while, so I might as well enjoy it. I feel as though I eat 1,200 to 1,400 calories all week, and then the weekend comes and is sometimes a food eating weekend and then a regret on Monday morning. I would love to know if you have a podcast specifically about this, or if you have suggestions, as I am the person who, when I am in a sad or nervous emotion, I do not eat. I am the happy, party, on time to eat girl. Thank you. Well, I think it's a really good question, and I know I coach a lot of my clients on this specific question. So what better than to create a podcast episode on what she's looking for and put her on it. So that's what I'm doing. So as I always tell you, sit back, relax, take a bubble bath, take a ride, or take a walk like Anne Marie does, and listen to this coaching session I did with her on what I just read you. And, I hope it will help you too. Maybe do and think the way that she's thinking, that when she's happy, she likes to eat. Because what you'll find in this coaching session is maybe she's not as happy as she thinks. So sit back, relax, do whatever you do, and enjoy this coaching session. Anne Marie, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And I'm happy to have you. And the reason that you're here, and everyone that's listening has already listened to the letter that you wrote me, so they have a clue about what we're going to be talking about today. But there's still a lot I don't know about you. And if we were really working together and doing coaching sessions, I would probably want to have more information. So as we talk about why you eat only, why you think that you overeat when you're happy and you don't even want to eat when you have negative, sad emotions like maybe sadness or anxiety,
Right.
then you don't want to eat. And you're curious about what I might have to say about that. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay,
100%
good.
correct.
Okay, good. So, for everybody that's listening, why don't you just tell us just a little bit about yourself? Like, how old are you? How long have you been listening to the podcast? I know you told me we've been walking together for a while, but just give all of us an idea of where you're at, how much you know about the work that I'm doing, so I know how I can help you.
So I'm 52 years old.
Congratulations.
I am fully in menopause recently. So we all
Okay.
know what that means as a woman, right? I made my year mark.
Okay.
And through the last, I guess, I live in Florida. I do a lot of walking. I feel like I'm kind of fit. I just feel like my body basically went out of control. So I started researching, of course, and I really Googled and found one of your podcasts. And I just started doing on my walks. I listen to you, and I know, like I said in my letter, I'll be honest, kind of bounced around. And then I said, you know what? I love this woman. I'm going to just start at 1.
Oh, okay.
So I just did recently start at 1. And, I think I know a lot about what you do. And right now, I don't know where else to go from there. I just kind of know that I'm at I don't want to call it a plateau. I just am at a frenzy of, I think I'm reading too much at this point. I think I'm actually driving myself insane. And that's why I reached out to you of, what am I doing wrong that I'm not losing weight?
So why do you say you're driving yourself insane? What do you mean by that?
I kind of feel like my mind is consumed with not so much thinking of food, meaning I want to eat a cheeseburger, but thinking of food in the sense of I am always obsessing over, wait, should I eat this? And maybe I should eat this for breakfast. And no, maybe, did I have too many breads? And so I'm just, and my Fitness Pal and Weight Watchers and on and on and on. I'm kind of like driving myself a little insane and then beating myself up when now I'm doing what you taught in I did that mindset 3-day.
Yes.
And I'm doing that. I'm really focusing on, do I need this? Do I want it? And it is helping. I definitely feel like I am being so mindful, but the looking in the mirror and putting on clothes and just still feeling so much heavier than I once was, it starts to kind of weigh on you. And you start to feel like, okay, I'm doing a lot of things right. And it's been a month or two. And what am I doing wrong? There has to be something I'm doing wrong.
And why do you think you're doing something wrong?
I feel like I'm so good, meaning I watch so well and I work out and I do everything. And then sometimes, the weekend will come. And like I said in my letter, I find that when I'm happy and I'm in a good mood, I'll have that extra drink or I'll have that piece of cake that as I'm eating it, I'm actually saying to myself, why am I doing this? But then I'm like, maybe I'm just having fun. Or when I travel to New York, it's like, all right, I live in Florida. The food's not that great here. I'm going to eat because New York food is amazing. And when I get back, I'll be fine. And forgive me, I ramble a lot.
No, you're not rambling. You're telling us a lot about what you're doing, and a lot of people are relating to what you're saying. So keep going.
And then I'll sit there and, like I said, I read so much, and everything I read, I always, even on Weight Watchers, they give you those extra points for it's a lifestyle and you can't be 100% all the time. And even if you're 90. So I'll go with that mode and I'll say, you know what? I've been so good. Like, this is good. I could eat this. I'm not going to gain 10 pounds in a weekend. And then sure enough, Monday comes and I feel bloated and I feel gross and I feel like, maybe it doesn't work that way for me. Maybe I'm the one.
Why do you feel that way? I mean, what you're telling me is after the weekend, you feel gross. Why are you feeling gross? That's a feeling. What are you thinking that's making you feel that way after the weekend?
Probably because I indulged a little bit too much, meaning I probably drank a little more wine than maybe I should have with my husband because we try to enjoy each other's company. And that's something we do together. We're married 29 years. So it's something we do together. We taste wines together. It's our little enjoyment. Sometimes I'll just kind of feel like I shouldn't have ate maybe that bread. And then sometimes I'll look and I'll calculate it because I still do put it in my food journal. I food journal everything.
So do you food journal the way I taught you how to do it in Jumpstart?
I started to recently. I will be honest. I just started that maybe last week.
Okay.
And it's not coming as easy. It should come easy because it's not that hard. But I guess when you get used to mentally doing something for so long, I just do the FitnessPal for calories because I'm so mindset on calories.
Right.
And when I look at that, even over the weekend, I'll look at it and I'll say, you know what? I really only ate 2,200 calories. And
so what's the problem? So do you get on the scale on Monday?
Yeah,
I mean, what's going on?
I'm scared of the scale. I don't get on the scale. The problem is
okay. So you don't even, do you know how much you weigh?
I do. The last time I weighed myself, I do have a number.
When was that?
That was probably about 4 months ago.
Okay. So you weighed yourself about 4 months ago, and you want to tell me what you weighed?
Well, let me start. I weighed myself actually right after Christmas, and I knew that I was way overweight.
How overweight? What were you thinking? Like,
I was my heaviest I've ever been. Besides,
how much?
177.
Okay. And then 4 months ago, how much did you weigh?
And then I weighed myself at what month were we in? I lost track of time. I think I weighed myself maybe about a month and a half ago, not 4 months ago. And I was 165.
Okay.
And
what do you want to weigh?
145.
145. And how tall are you? So everybody knows. Believe me, everybody's calculating as they're listening to you. And some people are going, wow, that's great. Some people are going, yeah. So how much do you want to weigh?
I'm 5'3". At one point back 3 years ago,
just how much do you want to weigh? It's a simple question.
145.
145. All right. Okay. And you weigh 165, you think. You don't really know because you don't get on the scale. But after the weekend,
I feel really bloated and
you don't even know. Wait, listen to me now. Now stop. You don't even know what you weigh, but you think thoughts that make you feel heavy and make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
When I look in the mirror.
And you look in the mirror, and then you have thoughts about what you see when you look in the mirror.
Yes.
And all of those thoughts make you feel heavy and bad about yourself.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing the clothes like everybody says. Oh, as long as your clothes are getting looser and things are looking better on you, then don't go by the scale. And I was good with that. And I was like,
well, I don't say that.
You don't say that. Like I said, I read a lot.
I know. So what I'm saying is you don't really know how much you weigh. And probably the reason, why do you think you're not getting on the scale more often?
Because I feel like it's still going to be that number from the way I look in the mirror, in the sense of clothing.
Like, and then if it is that number that you sense that it is, and you get on the scale and you see it, what's going to be the problem with that?
Then I just derail. Then I just actually get sad and I'm so down on myself, to be very honest. I really just become so sad. Like, what am I doing? Like, what is wrong with me? I'm doing everything right. I'm trying. And what's wrong with me?
I gotcha. So where you're at right now is you're in a state of talk. The way that you talk to yourself is very involved with how you look and what you eat. They go together.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, they do go together. Yeah. Like I kind of self-talk myself. And sometimes I'll really try to focus on the positives. And I'll look at, I will look at myself and I'll say, but look, I was losing my hair years ago and, menopause wasn't good to me. I'll be honest. And I'm hoping it gets better. And now my hair is growing back. Like I'll look at and I'll take those positives and I'll look at myself in the mirror and try positives. Then I put on an outfit and I'm like, oh, this doesn't look the way it used to. And I refuse to buy new clothes. Like
why?
I don't want to go up.
Why do you refuse to buy clothes?
Yeah, I just don't want to go up that size. I don't want to go to the next level. I want to stay the size 8. I don't want to do a size 12 or 10. And I don't mean to sound like that's a bad thing for anybody, because
But that's how you're thinking. That's just how you're thinking.
That's how I'm thinking.
You're doing, Anne Marie, is telling me how you're thinking. Yeah. I'm not judging your thoughts, and I don't think anybody else is either. And if they are, it doesn't matter.
Right. Because there's women that are absolutely gorgeous at size 14, 16, 18.
Well, it would really be a lovely thing if you could think that way about yourself.
Right. And I don't.
Right? And you don't. And I would say, from what I can hear from you, is you're pretty down on yourself because of this 20 pounds.
Yes.
And you don't want to check the weight on the scale. You want to just assume that if you overeat on the weekends, you start thinking things about yourself that make you feel heavy. You don't know if you gained weight or not, but you're assuming that you did, like you got on the scale and it said you're up. Right. And then you start telling yourself bad things and you punish yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. And the question that you asked me is, since I don't eat really when I'm feeling sad, I only eat when I'm happy. So here's the thing about happiness. Let's say, and because you've started food journaling and you understand my physical hunger scale numbers a bit, maybe, and my emotional hunger scale numbers.
I'm learning them. Yeah, I'm really trying to learn. I can't say I'm 100%, but I'm learning.
Well, you don't have to be. But I'm teaching you a totally different way than what you've been teaching yourself, which is you're counting calories and then you're beating yourself up and you're doing everything I talk about in the podcast that's probably not going to ever help you lose weight.
Right.
Right. And you aren't.
I know.
You don't think. But you have lost. I mean, you weighed a year ago and you weighed 177. And when you weighed yourself a month and a half ago, you're 165 pounds. So you actually have lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah, I lost. And I think what sidetracked me was because I was doing so many things right. And for a while I was on Noom and they were telling me to go on the scale every day. And for a while it was like 165, 164, 167, 164, 165. And I just got so crazy with it. I was like, you know what? I'm throwing this scale in the closet. Gotcha. I don't look at it.
Okay. So one of the things that I want you to do, if you haven't, is go and look at some of my podcasts on Don't Throw Out Your Scale is the name of one of them. And there's another one that the scale does not determine your happiness.
Okay.
Okay. Because if you're trying to lose weight, the best tool you have is going to be a scale.
Right.
And you're saying to me, well, I don't want to use that. I would rather just use my mind to tell me I overate and then I punish myself. So I think I'm having fun on the weekend and I'm overeating. And then once the Monday comes, then I need to punish myself for any quote unquote fun and overeating I had because I feel heavy. You don't know if you are or you aren't because you're really not weighing yourself. It's just a feeling and it's your judgment of what you're seeing.
Right. Because I feel like the clothes don't fit me right. Like I'm going by clothes.
You're going by clothes, but you could go on a scale too, because the scale could tell you you lost some weight or it can tell you you've gained some weight based on what you've done.
Right.
Now, maybe what you're saying to me is, and maybe this is true, that on your weekends, instead of eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full and maybe planning some joy eats, which is what I would recommend, is that you learn how to joy eat. It's not like you have to keep them out. And a joy eat would be alcohol or any type of sugar, flour type thing, something that you enjoy, but it doesn't have any nutritional value.
Right.
But I think what happens with you is first you think, oh, I'm having such a good time. I deserve to, and I think what your brain says is to not pay attention and to overeat and overdrink because I should be having fun. And this is fun. And that is what fun is to me. It's the way I think you're thinking. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of it. And just recently, because of listening to you, I'm starting to not do that. And it's only been a week or two that I'm implementing like that. Okay, I'm full. Stop eating, and that's just starting. So I'm trying to give myself a little grace for that. Like, oh, maybe I'll start to see the scale going down. It's just always a hurry up and get this.
What if you weren't in such a hurry?
Right.
I also have podcasts on that.
Yeah.
Why are you in such a hurry? Because a lot of the things that are going on with you are actually creating more negative emotion. And you think that eating is going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
And On the weekend, when you're having fun, that is what's going on the outside. It could be fun. But inside your body, something is going on. Number one, if you've eaten and you're full, your body will tell you to stop. So if you're food journaling and you find that you're at a +2, or you're at a +2, it's time to stop. Now, you're having a good time and you're having fun, even though your body is saying stop.
Mm-hmm.
In order to go against that stop mechanism of your body is not happy, happy, joy, joy. It's going to feel bad inside of you when you go beyond it. You know what's going on. And that is not happy. That's not going to feel good. But you're probably not paying attention to it because you're using your mind too much to tell you, oh, this is so much fun. I'll figure it out on Monday. I think your mind is stronger and you're not attending to your actual physical body that's saying, I'm full and stop. And once you notice that you're full, you're going to get a lot of mind chatter about why you should keep eating. That's what's going on. And that mind chatter is not happy, happy, joy, joy. It's the body saying no and you trying to go past it. So it's always going to be negative emotion when you're overeating, even if you're in a happy environment.
Well, it was funny. I had a situation that it was my son's birthday and we were out to dinner and I tried. And this, like I said, this is new to me. And I did. I was like, you know what? We had the appetizers. I had a little bread. We were at an amazing restaurant and I was full and it was time to order dinner. And again, we're an Italian family. I have very skinny, well-fit children, but we like to eat. And they're young. So they're enjoying life. And it was time to order dinner and I did it. I was like, you know what? I'm full. I'm not going to eat. And sure enough, there I was, no plate. And I started to feel weird because now my whole family had a plate in front of them. And now they're all looking at me like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Do you feel okay? And I'm like, now I'm on the spot. And this is annoying. So now everybody starts giving me a piece of their food. Here, have this. I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. Like, that's why I didn't order anything. So now in my head, here's another scenario. Now I'm like, oh, so now I look like the weirdo. You know, now everybody's wondering if I'm upset about something. And now
so stop for a minute, Anne-Marie. That's another coaching avenue right there. There are all kinds of things that you're bringing up that even when you hear your body saying stop, and even when you're agreeing with your body that you're going to stop, you're worried about what other people are going to think about you not eating. So that's another level of coaching is how you deal with that. And your awareness is pretty good because you're bringing up scenarios of all the things that I talk about. You can see how your mind tries to take you off track. But you getting used to, you have to be louder. You, the smart part of you, Anne-Marie, has to be louder than that primal brain that's going, I want it and I don't want them to judge me and I don't want them to think this, as opposed to I'm not hungry and I'm not going to eat. And it's like a little kid. You can't make a little kid eat when they're not hungry. I don't care if they're around 1 million people. They're not going to eat.
Yeah.
And you have the option to train yourself to do the same thing. And I really want to applaud you for actually not ordering any more food because you knew you were full. Like that in itself is amazing.
Well, that's because of you, because
that's because of you listening to me and changing the way that you're thinking.
Yeah.
So here's what I want you to think about going forward, because we only have a couple more minutes left, but I really want you to think about this.
Okay.
Happy situations can be happy situations. But it's not going to be a happy thing inside of you when you have to go beyond what your body is telling you to do. It's never going to feel good because it's going to turn into an urge. Your body says, stop, don't feed me. Your mind says, but it's so much fun. Creates an urge to want to keep eating. Urges don't feel good, ever.
Right.
And it's there right inside your body. That is going on inside your body as your brain is yelling, let's do it. This is our fun time. We should be doing it.
Yeah.
So what I want you to be doing going forward, and for everybody that's listening to this, is to, number one, as you've already started, is to food journal the way I've taught it. And you can go back to the first 5 podcasts if you don't know, but I think you do know.
Yes.
And I would not try to do food journals the way I say. I would do them.
Okay.
And it's kind of like when we did the 3-day jumpstart. It was all about starting to food journal.
Yes.
So that you start understanding and feeling your numbers, so that now you know that you can be in a very fun situation, but if your brain tells you fun means eating, that's why you're going to eat.
Right.
You got to train your brain to say it doesn't make it fun. It makes it less fun because you have such a hard time when it's over.
Right.
There's no fun about it.
Exactly.
And that's how you have to start talking to yourself. You can't tell yourself it's fun and that's why I'm doing it.
Right.
Because otherwise you're going to want to keep doing it. Even when you talk about your husband and, we enjoy each other's company by drinking together. It's not a great thought to think, because I'm sure there's other ways that you can enjoy him. And I'm not even saying don't drink wine with him.
Right.
I'm just saying don't think that thought.
Gotcha.
Wine is a joy eat or joy drink, which means you drink it very, very mindfully, and you stop the minute you feel a little buzz or the minute you got the taste down. And it's not going to be a lot. And that's the art of a joy eat, which another thing that I would recommend to you is how to eat these foods mindfully without overdoing any of them. And then I think the weekend should be very, very similar to your weekdays in terms of eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. And you may decide to have a few more joy eats on the weekend, but you're also weighing yourself so you can find out if that's okay with your body.
Right.
Because your body can probably handle some. But my guess was when you think you shouldn't be doing something, you stop paying attention and you just overdo it. And then I think you come back to Monday and then I think you decide to pay attention again. Tell me where I'm wrong.
You're right.
All right, sweetheart.
You're not wrong.
Okay. So what I want you to take away from this, and for everybody that's listening, is that you're going to really pay attention to your food journal and understanding these numbers, the emotional hunger scale number and the physical hunger scale numbers.
Yes.
And realize that emotional hunger are urges too. And that when you're in a happy, happy, joy situation, inside of you, if you're going against your body, is not going to feel happy, happy, joy. It's going to be an urge to do something and it's going to be uncomfortable, but your brain's going to make it sound good.
Right.
Okay. So now you're aware and you're onto your brain. It's a brain problem. There's nothing wrong with you. And the only reason you're not losing weight is because, number one, you're afraid to get on the scale. So you can never know what's working and what's not working. And you need to be very committed to what you're going to do.
It has to be 7 days a week.
And to really food journal 7 days a week, all the way through the weekend, and start getting comfortable with staying connected instead of disconnected.
Yeah.
All right. Is that good for now?
It really is. And it was so amazing actually being able to speak back to you. And like I said, this is all new to me. Starting to actually implement everything you say. And
wonderful. I can tell. I
love it. Yeah.
I can tell. So now you have some very distinctive steps. You can go back and hear this podcast and you'll hear it better when you're not in it with me.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is what I say to people that I work with. Do what I tell you to do. And don't let your brain tell you you can't do it, or you're going to try to do it, or you're not sure about it. You just do it.
Yes, I am.
Being connected to your body, Anne-Marie, is the biggest gift you can give yourself, no matter what else you do.
Yeah.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you're loving my podcast and you would like some more information to be able to follow along with, then please go to drdebbutler.com/change, and you can get a free copy of my companion book that goes with this podcast that I refer to in many different episodes. That is drdebbutler.com/change, CHANGE.